Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. Welcome back to the Fangoria Movie Challenge. This is the segment I've been doing with my good friend Joe the Horror Man, where we're not only going to watch, but we're going to review all 101 movies Fangoria thinks we should have seen. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my favorites, Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Let's Scare Jessica to Death is a 1971 film which runs approximately 88 minutes and is directed by John Hancock. He was responsible for The Girls of Summer, The Looking Glass, and Suspended Animation, which I've seen and I actually liked. Now, this stars Zora Lampert as Jessica. She was in The Exorcist 3, Stanley and Iris, and Teachers. All great movies. Barton Heyman as Duncan. He passed away on May 15th, 1996, at the age of 59. He was in The Original Exorcist, The Basketball Diaries, and Raising Cain. And Kevin O'Connor as Woody. He passed away on June 22nd, 1991, at the age of 53. He was in It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive, Special Effects, and Perfect Strangers. Now, this had a budget of $180,000, and it's one of Stephen King's favorite horror movies. Let's Scare Jessica to Death is also one of my favorite horror movies, and it tells the story of Jessica. Now, Jessica is married to Duncan, and she basically is getting away from New York after seeing a doctor. It's kind of implied that she was committed for a little while, kind of implied, but she's getting away from New York after seeing her doctor for some mental health issues, and her and her husband decide to get a place in Connecticut, and their friend Woody comes along. Now, of course, they drive a hearse, which is pretty cool. I've always wanted one of them. A black hearse at that. The townspeople are not quite so welcoming to them, but that's okay because they just want to enjoy their life now that she's away from the doctor's care and just have a good time. The the house actually has an orchard, which is pretty cool. The setting is beautiful and also has a lake beside it. Now, as I said, Jessica has these mental health issues, and it's kind of narrating it from her point of view from inside her head. She starts seeing things around the house. Um, when they get there, there's somebody actually squatting in the house, and she hangs out with them for a while. But she starts seeing things around the lake, around the area, in the orchard, and she's not sure if she's actually going crazy or if it's real. And that's basically the story in a nutshell, is trying to find out whether Jessica's having major problems or if she's being haunted by people who had lived in this house in the past. That's pretty much where I'm going to leave this one. Um, the amazing thing about this film, there's so many amazing things. The acting is in my opinion fantastic. You get this descent into madness that is just, it makes you very, between her seeing things, the weird music and sounds, it leaves you feeling very disoriented. And that's one of the reasons why I love this movie so much, because it never lets you get your footing on this film. One of my favorite things in this film, which I just mentioned, is the sound and the soundtrack behind it. Um, it is so odd, so dissonant at times, and very disorienting. Just, it's amazing. Now, in watching this the other day with Joe, I put on the sound bar, and it is just an amazing watch with the soundbar. And plus, the Scream Factory Blu ray is just an incredible transfer. It really is. So, yeah, it's an amazing film, in my opinion. There are some people that probably won't like it because it is a slow burn. But to me, it's like that gradual descent into madness that I like in a film. When you're seeing someone actually go through some real life stuff and actually seeing them either come out the other side or just fall deeper. It's awesome. So, I'm going to pair this with one of my other favorite films, especially of the 70s, and that's The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane. It has a similar vibe, and it's gets into the psychological aspect of horror, in my opinion. They're both psychological horror. The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane is one of my all-time favorite movies. These are probably my two favorite 70s films, horror films, and I think they go great as a pair. Not necessarily for story-wise, but for the type of film and the vibe that they give out. Jodie Foster is fantastic in this, and surprisingly enough, they are both rated PG. Now, granted, if this came out today, it would probably be a PG-13. I talked about this with Joe, and I agree with him. And this might have gotten an R rating because there is some nudity in this, and just some tough subject matter. So yeah, both great films. Don't forget to check out Joe's review for Let's Scare Jessica to Death. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.